The disclaimer, this video isn't really made for visuals or anything like that. It's probably just something you can just listen to while you're working on something. So don't really pay attention to the screen because there's really nothing that important there. Anyway, I hope you get something out of listening to this. Now enjoy. Hello, it's me, Joni Jonestar. And this is a topic that's kind of been on my mind for a while, and I thought this would make a pretty good video, so here we go. Oh, by the way, this video is going to be unscripted, but this is something I kind of just want to get out my chest and share this to the object show community, because I feel like it's something that the OSC needs to hear, and it's something that will hopefully benefit a lot of young creators. So yeah, something I see in a lot of object shows. They put so much effort into the animation, trying to make sure it's perfect, trying to make sure the audio is perfect, trying to make sure the writing is perfect. But what ends up happening is that they end up taking a million years to release one episode. For example, a really good show, Love of the Sun. I have no problem with Miles or anything. I have no beef with the creator whatsoever. Just using the show as an example. The show has so much effort put into the animation, the voice acting, literally everything. The music too. But oh my gosh, the show takes so dang long for one episode to come out. We're still technically on episode 1. We're not even on episode 2 yet. And this isn't just a Love of the Sun thing. This is just a problem with a lot of other shows where they put so much effort into the show, trying to make it the best it can be. But the amount of episodes that come out just ends up suffering. And now I'm not saying that, oh wow, Jody, you're saying that you shouldn't put any quality into your show. Of course you would say that. And that's not exactly what I'm saying. More so what I'm trying to say is that keep in mind that you're normally one person. Sometimes people have a crew, but you're ultimately still a small, very small indie production that's making a show. And so one thing I know for dang sure as a creator myself is that when you upload a video, you get that dopamine and you feel so good because you're oh, I created something, I made something. And I know a reason why so many shows that are canceled and just never release is because when you don't release anything, you start getting into your head, you start doubting yourself. It's oh, can I do this? Oh, is this really worth it? All of this effort, all of this time I spent on this, will people even like it? And expectations are sky high because you're scared that the viewers won't like what you produced, when that's probably not the case. For instance, this one show, I know the creator's controversial or whatever, but it's a good example. FF Erased by Jello Apocalypse, the animation is a kind of a puppet style instead of being fully animated. And people love that show despite the animation being like that. And I think that's really cool actually, because it shows that you can get your vision out there without having to put 200% effort into what you want to do. Because realistically, that's just not realistic. BFDI, for instance, season 1, I don't think the Hong twins at the time were concerned about making the absolute best show it could possibly be, and making the best show with the best animation and the best audio editing of all time. Or even some older object shows like Object Illusion, they really weren't worried about all of that. They were pretty much just worried about putting your vision out there, just making a show because you want to, it's fun, and you got something that you want to show the world. And I think that's really neat. I truthfully think that quality doesn't matter as much as people think it does. I know that sounds blasphemous, how dare you say quality doesn't matter? We always want quality over quantity. And I guess that is true to an extent. People do want quality, but people also want things to come out as well. I'm not talking just even about just the viewer. I'm talking about the creators as well. I guess I can use my own experience. For example, I make a show called PB&GB, and I absolutely love that show with all my heart. I put so much heart and passion into it. I just love everything about it. And one thing that I agreed on when I first making the show, and I guess kind of just carried over from my first show, The Fight for the Magical Wish, is that the animation wasn't gonna really be all of that, wasn't gonna be fully animated, and I wasn't gonna worry about having mistakes in my show too much, because I know myself, if I spent so much time on making the most perfect animation, worrying about every single perfect little mistake, making sure everything's perfect, I know nothing will get out. I didn't straight up know, like, I would take like a million years for like just like one episode, and like nothing would get out. And because I experienced that before, like with like a previous project, like nothing got out, and I just ended up just getting unmotivated for the project, and it's pretty much dead now. But not this project though. PB&GB, I love that. I'm gonna keep that going. And I think part of it is that I'm not trying to put so much pressure on myself to make the most perfect project, because the thing is, every single thing has an audience. Like BFDI has an audience, Object Illusion has an audience, Object Terror, even Object Terror has an audience. And what I'm saying is that you do not need to make a super clean, perfect object show. In fact, I honestly think that people may prefer the more rough object shows. Like, I know I personally prefer object shows that are a little more rough and that aren't so perfect, because the II remake is something that is like an example of being too perfect. Like, it just ironed out all of the flaws of the original. It's just really clean, great voice acting. Like, it's technically great, right? But like, it feels too perfect, doesn't it? Like, it feels off. Like, it feels kind of, I don't want to use the C word, but like corporate. Like, I obviously know like the people working on the show, they're great, whatever. Like, respect to them. But like, it feels too perfect. And I felt the same way with Invitational as well. I like, the reason why I like season 1 of II and season 2 so much, especially like the early episodes, you know, and even some of the later ones, because the later ones are like still have like that roughness. I like that roughness, and the fact that you can just tell they were just kids just making something that they were passionate about, and that they loved, and they just loved making, because you're inspired by BFDI, Survivor, you know, shows like that. You're like, oh, I want to make one too, and they just did. And without like any pressure of making sure it's like the best ever, they just made a show for fun. And I think that it's like something that's really kind of beautiful, honestly, as corny as it sounds, because I feel like that shows like humanity, like the nature of just wanting to create something and not having to worry if people like it or not. Because like I said, everything has an audience. II season 1, like looking back at it today, it doesn't necessarily look the greatest, but it had its audience. People loved it, and people still do love it, and it ended up snowballing to like this big series. And I'm not really a big fan of the remake and stuff, whatever, but that's like a whole different topic. And whatever. I think way too many stocks are putting to quality in the object show community, and that I think that actually does hurt creators, because the creators, like, the quality gap between like early object shows into now is like insane. Like, object shows are like technically like so quality now, but I also think that's kind of a detriment in a sense, because like it's so quality that people feel the need to always reach that heights, because the quality object shows are trying to reach TV show heights, I feel, or like maybe like super high quality indie stuff, even though they don't really have the team for that, or just like one person. So of course that's going to take a while to make. And like I said earlier, it's like, oh, I'm gonna make this show, I'm gonna put so much quality into it, but I start to get burnt out because I'm not releasing anything. It's taking so long. I have nothing getting out. I must not be good at this, even though like that's not true. Like, sometimes like it's okay to cut corners, okay? Like, it's okay to like maybe like say like this, right? You're a really good writer. You're not that good of an animation. That's okay. The animation does not have to be great. Like, look at Town Attack. That show's like known for like not having like the best art style or animation, but people love the writing of Town Attack. Like, they love it. And say you're not that really good of an animator, but you're a really good writer. Maybe like invest in like object show comics, or like maybe even like just object show like novels, or maybe even like posting scripts. Like, you can post anything, I feel like. And one thing that one show that I really like, or that one pilot, I Pretty Please I Don't Be an Anime Girl, it being like an animatic, I just love that so much, because it shows that you don't have to have 100% into something for something to be worth something. Like, you don't have to put all of your effort into something for it to mean something. Like PB&GB, like, I know it has like flaws, right? And like, I know like the animation's like not always like the smoothest or whatever, like it's not trying to be. And I know like there's also like mistakes and like animation errors, and it's like, oh, I wish I didn't do those. But at the same time, like, it's okay. Like, people barely point it out, and I still love making the show. I still have a blast making it. I love it, like, with all my heart. And I'm getting stuff out there. Like, I'm releasing my vision out there. People are liking it. I like it, and I think that's really cool, and I really love that. And I want more object show creators to feel that. I feel like more object show creators should just put their vision out there, not worry about being perfect, not worry too much about being the most highest quality. Like if Love of the Sun had like a downgrade to its animation, like it just start to be like maybe like paper puppets stick to animation, or just like even like just static PNGs and they just move, I still feel like it would be a good show. Like the writing and the premise is still really cool, and the art is really cool. Like, and if like it took a hit of quality just to get that vision out there, I wouldn't be mad, because like it's an indie show and it's made for fun. And I feel like it's more important to get your vision out there, because like at the end of the day, we are not like TV quality type of shows. We're like indie object shows, mostly like kids, teens, adults, making it all for fun. And I think that, I keep saying it, but like I do think that's really cool. Like, what other community knows that does things like this, like making whole entire shows? And that's like one thing I really love about the object show community, because like, in what other community do you see people making their own shows, games, comics, heck, plushes? Like, come on, that's so cool. And I think if we stop worrying so much about being the best, I feel like the community as a whole would be, I think, just a lot more fun. Because I know like back then, like a lot of the community was like, I guess it's part of it because it's small, right? But like, I felt like really community based. Like everyone knew each other, but I guess it's kind of hard to do now, right? Because like it's literally so many people. But I guess at the end of the day, I want more people to make more object shows and have fun doing it. Not having the stress of being the next Inanimate Insanity, being the next BFDI, being the next Burner Animatic Battle. Just making a show that's personal to you, a show that you just love making for fun. And heck, and by the way, when I say fun, I don't mean like you shouldn't make any story-based shows. Like, I want more of those too. You can do more of those too. Don't be afraid to cut corners, people. Because I promise, people probably do not care as much as you think they do. And like I said, everything has an audience. Know your limits, know your ambition, like make sure your ambitions are in check, and realize that you're likely one person, or like maybe just like a little group of friends. You don't need to be TV quality, and you don't have to be. Because honestly, I feel like I don't want to say it like this, but like the quote unquote lower quality things, just I vibe with it more. I feel the humanity with it more. Like no worry of TV execs or anything. Just making something that you love. And heck, maybe you don't even have to make a show. What if you can if you really want to put something super, super high quality out, why not make it like a little like short film, right? Or maybe like, or if you want to go long term, maybe like a movie. I mean, it's possible, right? But like, yeah, like, or just like a little short that's like has a lot of effort put into it. Like with, if you really want to be like really perfect with it, because maybe that's like someone's passion, like being perfect, and that's the way to like get things out without having to like worry about it. At the end of the day, if you want to make an object show, do not worry about being perfect. You can use paper for all I care. You do not need animation software. You do not need voice acting. You do not need any of those things to make an object show. Plenty of object shows get by without voice acting. Plenty of them, some of them even get by without animation. Like they're like plushies or like puppets. You don't need anything fancy to make an object show. All you need is passion and an idea. And remember, stay imperfect.